There's a kind of pain that doesn't just break you, it rebuilds you. And today, you'll see why the worst moments of your life might be the ones that save you. Because some losses, the ones that feel like the end, are actually the beginning. There's a type of person who knows this instinctively. Someone who can endure loss and betrayal without losing themselves. Someone who can look at the world burning around them and say, "Not yet. My moment is coming." It's not luck. It's not chance. It's an ancient rhythm of life, hidden in plain sight, waiting for those who are patient enough, observant enough, strong enough to follow it. But there's a catch. It demands surrender. It demands faith when every instinct tells you to panic. It asks you to trust the invisible hand shaping your destiny before you can ever see it. Before we begin, pause for a moment. If you're ready to see life differently, to feel the power hidden behind every loss, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment below. I'm ready to see the reason in the chaos. Because this story will change the way you see failure, pain, and the twists of fate that feel like punishment, but are really preparation. Deep in the heart of a vast, misty forest, a young man walked alone, his shoulders slumped, his eyes empty. His name was Aiden. Aiden had lost everything, not in a slow decline, not over months or years. One violent night had stolen it all: his home, his belongings, his savings. Even the small comforts he had clung to had vanished. He wandered the forest, not knowing where to go, not even sure why he was moving forward at all. The wind whispered through the trees, carrying the scent of damp earth and moss, and Aiden felt the weight of the world pressing against him. Finally, he arrived at a small clearing. In its center sat a solitary figure, an elderly sage with a calm face, robes like flowing water, and eyes that seemed to see into every hidden corner of Aiden's heart. The sage looked up and smiled softly. "My child," he said, "what brings you to this place?" Aiden sank to the ground, tears spilling down his cheeks. "They've taken everything," he whispered. "My home, my livelihood, my dreams. How can anything good come from this? Tell me, why does this happen?" The sage's smile did not waver. "Sit," he said. "Let me tell you a story, and perhaps, in it, you will find your answer." Long ago, in a village cradled between mountains and rivers, there lived a humble woodcutter named Kaido. Kaido was strong and honest, and he worked tirelessly to care for his family. His life was simple but filled with contentment. Until one year, a great storm struck. The river that nourished the village swelled with rage, bursting its banks, swallowing homes, fields, and hopes alike. When the waters receded, Kaido's hut had been washed away. His grain stores were gone. The tools he had relied upon were swept into the river. And worst of all, the path to survival seemed utterly lost. His son, a quiet boy named Run, looked at him with calm eyes. "It's all right, father," he said. "What happened, it happened for a reason. We will find a way." Kaido's chest tightened with anger. "Reason?" he barked. "Reason? We've lost everything. How can you speak of reason when there is nothing left?" Rin did not argue. He simply nodded, his gaze steady and unwavering. For hours, Kaido wrestled with his fury. He wandered the ruins of his home, muttering curses under his breath. Yet as the sun began to sink behind the mountains, a strange thing happened. A rescue boat appeared on the horizon, cutting through the last light of day. It carried villagers who had come to bring the survivors to safety. Kaido's family climbed aboard, trembling, grateful, and bewildered. Kaido looked at his son. The boy's words echoed in his mind. It happened for a reason. He shook his head. "Saved?" he muttered bitterly. "We still have no home, no food, no tools. How is this good?" The next day, Kaido set out for the nearby town, seeking work. Door after door closed in his face. Employers turned him away, citing his lack of connections, his worn clothes, his simple past. Exhausted, he returned home. His wife placed a hand on his shoulder, her voice soft, firm. "We will endure," she said. "We will start again. There is always a way." Kaido looked at the ruins of his life, and for the first time, he began to wonder if she was right. The following morning, Kaido met a wandering sage at the edge of the forest. The sage asked him gently, "Why do you carry such sorrow, my friend?" Kaido poured out his story. Every detail of the flood, every moment of fear, every door that had closed in his face. The sage listened quietly, then said, "That is exactly why I say, What seems like loss is often the doorway to what is greater. Kaido frowned. But how can suffering lead to anything good? The sage smiled, serene as the morning sun. The answers will come, he said. You cannot see the path yet. But if you continue, if you do not give up, the reason will reveal itself. Kaido returned home, his heart heavy but tinged with a new resolve. He began to work with patience, with care. He learned from others. He honed his craft. He endured rejection and hardship without complaint. Weeks turned into months, months into years. Then one evening, just as the first stars appeared, a wealthy merchant arrived in the village. He needed help transporting rare silks and spices. He noticed Kaido's diligence, his honesty, his skill, and offered him employment. Kaido accepted. Through hard work, he prospered. The small home he was given became the foundation for his new life. Slowly, he rebuilt everything that had been lost. And more. One night, a knock came at his door. When he opened it, he froze. It was Ren, his son, now grown, standing tall, his hands carrying a small bundle of goods. I found my way, father, he said. I built something of my own. I learned. I endured, just as you taught me, even when you doubted. Kaido's eyes filled with tears. And in that moment, he understood. The flood, the loss, the pain, had not been punishment. They were preparation. Every hardship had been quietly shaping him, steering him to the place he needed to be. The sage's story ended there, but its lesson lingered like incense in the mind. Loss is not always what it seems. Pain is not always a signal of failure. Sometimes, the world strips away what you hold dear to give you something greater. Sometimes, the doors that close, the storms that destroy, the people who leave, are guiding you to the life you were meant to have. Even in Aiden's own heart, he felt it stirring. The pain of being robbed, the emptiness he had carried, it had brought him here, to the forest, to the sage, to the possibility of something he could not have imagined. And then, in a gentle movement, the sage reached into his robe and presented Aiden with a small, glowing stone. It is yours, the sage said. You found this because of what you lost. What seemed cruel was your path to discovery. Now, use it wisely. Aiden held it in his hands, feeling warmth spread through him. A strange, profound truth settled deep in his chest. The universe was always moving, always weaving, always taking what seemed broken and turning it into what could be whole. So what do we learn from this story? Pain will come. Loss is inevitable. Doors will close. Dreams will falter. But the world is not against you. It is shaping you. Every hardship, every disappointment, every tear is carving the path towards something greater. You cannot see it in the moment. You may never understand why. But with patience, with endurance, with faith, what seems like destruction can become creation. Remember, storms prepare the soil. Loss strengthens the roots. And the smallest, darkest moments can carry the brightest gifts. Hold on to your courage. Hold on to hope. And trust the unseen hand guiding you forward. If this story changed the way you see loss, subscribe for more. And tell me in the comments, what door is closed in your life that might be leading you somewhere better? Because sometimes, the greatest treasures are waiting just beyond the pain.